I'm Alex.
And I'm Journey.
And we're reading The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom.
This story talks about a man named Eddie. He was a mechanic at the amusement parks in Ruby Pier.
He's been surrounded by the amusement park for mainly his whole life, and he's loved it every day. His job is to, maintain all the rides, entertain the kids, which he seems like that he doesn't like the kids or doesn't, mess with them, but deep down we know that he loves the kids and cares for all the kids.
Eddie joined the military when he was 18. He was really known for how well he was doing in the military. He never lost a fight. The only fight he lost was against his own side, and it wasn't against it was against his own people that he was fighting with, and that left him with a severe leg injury to where it made it to where he couldn't go anywhere else and do a much harder job than the one at the amusement park. So he always had a cane, and so he wasn't very vigilant. I don't know what the word is, but yeah. Talk about
Eddie had a co-worker named Dominguez. Dominguez was younger. I think he was about 18 at the time, while Eddie just had a lot of knowledge about the place. Dominguez could just
do the physical stuff that Eddie
physical
couldn't do.
work that Eddie couldn't do when he was that old and his body couldn't maintain the things it needed to. Enough about Eddie. Let's start talking about the plot.
Oh, this is my son. Don't play with me right now. This is my jam. What?
Now time to talk about the beginning of the book. The beginning of the book says the end, which was really weird to us because usually books do not start when it says the end. Usually it ends, but this book was different. It basically starts in the last hour of his life, and for about 30 pages it goes through all the things that happen in the last hour, every little detail, who he talks to, what the kids are doing, how the rides are doing, Dominguez, and it includes every single detail about the last hour of his life.
It breaks it down in about increments of 10 to 15 minutes, within the last hour. So we really get
So it would say 1 hour before death and 40 minutes before death, and it would just slowly show us where they're at before he's dying.
It really just showed us what really happens in just an average day of Eddie's life. It wasn't very we didn't really think he was gonna die.
I didn't think so at all. I thought he was gonna I thought it was just saying that.
Yeah, it was a close to near death situation.
Right.
It's also his birthday, and everything was going fine. We didn't think anything crazy.
His birthday was going great.
Yeah.
He was talking to kids.
He was just chilling. He was on the beach, looking at the ocean, daydreaming about the woman he thought he was going to marry, which he hasn't seen her in a long time. But
it's been so many years, and he's still thinking about her. That's how important the girl was to him.
Yeah.
To him.
She's a comfort memory for him, so it's really sweet, but
it takes him back and puts him in a happy place, state of mind.
It does.
So fast forward to the last 5 minutes of his life.
So he was sitting on the beach, and he has been at the amusement park for so long, he feels like he knows all the noises. He knows when everything's going good, and he heard a woman scream. But
he knows all the broken parts and all that needs fixed.
He knows how every roller coaster works. He is the person that keeps that place running.
Yeah.
He's pretty much the owner.
The glue. He's the glue of all the...
He is. The borax and slime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been there he's been around there for 83 years.
He is 83, but he's just grown up around it. The only time that he has not been around Ruby Pier is when he went off into the military, but he came right back.
After he broke his leg, because he couldn't do it anymore.
Right. So in the last 5 minutes, he was listening, and he heard this woman scream, but it wasn't a screaming on a roller coaster, exciting.
It wasn't exciting or
it was
scared of the ride.
Right.
It was as serious, they were scared of something.
And So he gets super alerted, and he's going as fast as he can, but he's not really fast because he has a cane, like, and he.
But he's putting a lot of effort into this run to make sure whoever's screaming.
And he calls Dominguez. So he called Dominguez because he knew like he wasn't physically able to help whatever situation was going on. He got there and he saw that one of the bolts. Well, he's assuming that one of the bolts came loose because
how else they were up in a cage, and half of the cage was like unbolted from the ride, and he could tell. He was looking at it,
and there was like 4 people in it.
Yeah, there was heavy weight. The cage was filled with heavy weight, and it was like dangling from the 2 things, and they were screaming so loud.
Everybody was surrounded. It was a big crowd. So he called Dominguez and told him what he needed to do to be able to get them out. He gave him
Dominguez rushed over, but he wasn't fast enough, so Eddie had to take matters into his own hands. Dominguez
was able to get the passengers out of the cage, but he wasn't able to like secure the cage back.
All the people. And then when
the cage came down, he saw that it was about to fall on the little girl that he made the bunny for, and so he did his full sprint as fast as he could. And
this shows how much he cared for the kids.
Right, and it really went into description about how much pain he was in going through because he can't run.
Yeah, he's like
but he did it anyway.
80 years old.
Yeah, he did it anyway.
He risked his life for the girl. That's how much he cared.
So then the next scene, he's floating above water. There's a whole bunch of pretty colors, and he's not worried. He's not scared. His only thought is, did I save her? He's confused about what's going on, but he's just like, he feels really at ease.
He keeps asking himself, did I save her? Is she safe?
And he's not in any pain at all whatsoever either.
When he was, like, his legs, like, when he felt good. He felt young and good. But we're assuming that the cage killed him because...
Why else would he be floating? Or he's like in...
shock. He
or like in a coma.
Coma, yeah.
Maybe.
He could have been like really worked up from that. But we soon learned that he actually did die. But we're not for sure what.
Well, we don't actually know if he died. Like, it doesn't say that he died. He might be like it might be a near death. It might be near death experience.
It might be near death, and he's like in a coma and dreaming or something.
Because earlier in the book, it talks about how he's heard people get second chances and how he doesn't believe in that. Oh, I think he's gonna come back. I think this is just.
He's coming back.
Oh yeah, he is. Let me know what you guys think. He fall asleep. Fast forward in the dream, Eddie wakes up in this teacup.
Or what we think is a dream. It could be a dream. It could be heaven. It could be hallucination.
We have no idea. We have our what's the called? Like,
we have our hypothesis.
Yes, we think that he's in a coma, but
we're not for sure. But that's what we think could be happening.
Right. So he wakes up. It's the first of the month. In this teacup, and he's ready to he's just ready to grab his cane because he's had his cane for what, 50 years.
A lot of years.
Yeah.
Because of his leg,
Right. And he gets out of the teacup, and it's super easy. He, jumps down awkwardly, but it's not painful. And he sees that it's the ruby pier from his childhood.
And everything looks like the old new. It was all old-fashioned, but it was all shiny and new.
Right. It's, right when Ruby Pier first opened.
Yeah.
And it was from when he was young.
And he was like, oh, I recognize that ride. That got tore down 20 years ago. And he kept doing that with multiple rides. And he didn't know what was going on.
He was so confused on where he's at. But he wasn't worried. The only question he had for himself was, did I save her?
He kept asking.
Right. And so then there's this blue man that walks up to him. At first, we don't know what his name is. We'll get to that later, but he introduces himself as the blue man, and Eddie recognizes him, but he
can't comprehend who that actually is.
Right. It's he knows who they are. He knows of them, but he doesn't really know why he's.
It's basically like when you see somebody and they're acting like they know your name, but you see them and you're like, what is their name?
Yeah, and you just pretend you know them. Yeah. And so then he starts talking about why he's there and what is going on. And he explains how he's going to meet 5 more people after him. And, like, you have, like, levels and steps for when you're in this stage. And the blue man's at, like, what, level 3?
Probably level, yeah.
So, he's there, and Eddie asks him, like, why are you here? Like, why are you the person that I'm talking to? And the blue man tells him that you killed me.
Ow! Jump scare.
And Eddie was like, what? No, that's ridiculous. You didn't.
Because
I
when
didn't kill
it
you.
talked about it earlier in the book, when it said the only fight he got in was against his own men in the army, and he didn't know. They never found out what happened to the guy he was fighting with. They never knew.
He was playing catch. Yeah.
Catch, yeah.
And the ball rolls out into the middle of the road. And this is from Eddie's perspective. Him and his brother are playing catch. The ball runs out into the middle of the road, and there's this car coming, but the car swerves, like, out of the way. He doesn't see that anything happens. He's just like, oh, like, the car stops in enough time, and he goes on. And Eddie was just like, oh, like, I'm okay, nothing happened. And then he just went on with his day. Then, later, he has to go to this funeral for this man that he does not know. He's annoyed. He's a kid. He's like, why do I have to come to this funeral who I don't know? Then we take it into the blue man's perspective. The blue man has a big background story. He didn't have a great relationship with his dad, very anxious, and he did things like wet the bed. So this doctor prescribed him this medicine, which is now considered poison, and this started to turn the blue man blue.
It turned his skin blue.
And so he became like a freak show, but because he was taking this stuff that made him turn blue, like obviously all his organs and his heart and stuff wasn't working very well.
It was not healthy at all. How is your skin gonna be blue and you be healthy?
Right,
That's
and he
just not
still
right.
continues to take it. So
It's probably like an addiction. He probably got addicted to it.
yeah, and the amusement park like recruited him to be one of the people in the freak show. Was it called the freak show or was it called something else?
I think it might have been the freak show.
I think it was the freak show, but like I think they changed the name every time.
It would be like a circus basically, but they would be showing off like, look at this guy, he's blue.
Right, and it was before like there was like any slideshows or like anything. So this was like the only form of like entertainment.
Yeah. It's like in-person shows.
So now from the blue man's perspective, he's driving. He hasn't had his license and he's practicing driving with his friend's car. This kid runs out into the middle of the road as he's driving, and he's not an experienced driver, so he didn't really know what to do. He swerves, which makes him have a heart attack because he doesn't really have good organs. He's freaking out. Then he wakes up from the heart attack, and was it a what's it called? Was it a panic attack first and then a heart attack?
I think he was panicking.
Yeah, I think he had a panic attack, and then he snapped out of it, and then there was another car, and he had to swerve again, which then gave him the heart attack.
Yeah.
Right. And so then, while he was having the heart attack, he crashed into something. And he could have been saved, but, like, nobody was around, so he bled out, and he was pronounced dead. 8 hours later?
Yeah, and Eddie didn't even know anything.
Yeah, he had no idea. And he went to his funeral and everything and had no idea that, he had killed him.
Yeah. He basically, it wasn't completely...
It wasn't really his fault, but,
if he wasn't there, he would still be alive.
Right. So that's pretty much the first person he meets. Throughout the first few chapters, it talks about, it gives flashbacks of Eddie's previous birthdays. I really don't feel like there's anything that, we really get out of that, but I feel like in the end it's going to be something that adds up all together.
Yeah, it's just giving us a little, hints, but we just don't know what it could be
we haven't been
leading
able to connect the dots yet. So that's the first person he meets. In the next podcast, we're going to be talking about the second, and the second is a good third of the book.
So this person should be very interesting. That's all for this episode.